for the spirit of Halloween, or November, since I can't make a video on time, I looked at the scariest PS2 games ever, and on every single list contained The Suffering. It's a gruesome, scary experience that we're all gonna go through today. Ooh. So let's begin with the beginning. We begin the game with our character, Torque. He's being escorted to death row for murdering his entire family, although we remember nothing. We've all been there. Once in the cell, the other inmates start talking crazy about me.
I heard he killed his old lady and kids. Sick motherfucker.
Be quiet, you jerry-curled fool.
The dialogue starts heating up when a spontaneous earthquake hits and all hell breaks loose.
Is the prison collapsing? What the hell's going on? Get those
Stop me!
Now, luckily for me, a large beast runs by and opens up my cell. Looks like we got a windy road ahead of us.
Inmate, back in your cell. Everything's under control.
But it didn't last too long. These dangers are immense. It's a good thing this dead inmate has a shiv in his tummy. Now equipped with a proper melee weapon, I practice my evasion skills and head on forward. It's a hallway of horrors. Whatever monsters got loose inside this prison cannot be taken lightly.
You've got to get me out of here!
Especially when their arms and legs are replaced with the sharpest of steel. Good God, what is that?
Slayer.
Since all the monsters represent a certain style of execution, the Slayers here represent decapitation or dismemberment. The combat in this game is pretty straightforward, although there is a mechanic that I failed to realize early on.
Hold it right there, or I will cut you down.
The guard threatened me, so I reacted by chopping his head off. And then my wife's voice came in like,
I could never love a murderer.
but hey, I got a revolver out of it. These decisions will affect the ultimate ending, whether it be good, evil, or neutral.
Dad, what's going on?
And the visions are hints to the ending I'll be getting, by the way. So that's what those are. Next, we find a guard in the gas chamber where we can decide if he lives or dies. Still not knowing what to do, I followed my dark side's request, and it seems these evil acts are starting to add up.
Do something!
Uh-oh, the gas master locked me in the same room. I'm gonna die if I inhale this gas. But luckily, this big slayer here busts through the wall so I can get out and journey on to the basement. We descend into the underground sector where we meet the main characters. This familiar fella is Hermes, the prison's former gas executioner. He wants to bring out the evil in me. And then you got Horus, a friendly apparition who is sadly tortured for eternity by electricity.
I've been here a long time.
On the bright side, his main purpose is to bring out the good in me, so that's good. And finally, Dr. Killjoy, a 1920s-style doctor who materializes through projectors. He's just trying to figure out my diagnosis, what kind of man I really am.
How long I have been waiting to encounter such a fascinating specimen.
I personally love this concept.
This is me if I would be impersonating a 1920s doctor.
For some reason, they know a lot about me, including my blackouts of rage, aka monster time. Turning me into a small Hulk with large talons and a machete arm. But don't let the meter run out, or you'll die.
Very good. We've made a lot of progress today.
The doc is satisfied, so we journey on forward, and in the distance, we discover another creature.
Where the are you?
The Marksman, a large blindfolded monstrosity with automatic weaponry fused to his back. They demonstrate death by firing squad. Things are getting freaky down here, so let's head up. And like the Rugrats playing hide and seek, I found a Tommy. Back to the first floor and into a lethal injection viewing room, where a projector is running, which means Dr. Killjoy is giving us a demonstration on lethal injection. How morbid. We go on to head outside, where we run into an old cellmate from our previous prison.
It's me, Dallas from Easton.
So we partner up and set off for the east cell block. But watch out, the creatures are coming quickly. And unfortunately, when I went into rage mode, I accidentally killed him in the crossfire. Adding another evil deed to my growing list.
Fabulous.
But no time for regrets. We must push forward. Through the woods, over the fence, and into the east cell block. We get inside and quickly find out that the lethal injection scene we saw moments ago was hinting at the next creature, the mainliner. These little guys have needles all over, and they love the showers, so just stay away from that. I need to make a quick shortcut through the prison yard, and amongst all things happening right now, this gang has beef with me.
You come looking for Chico?
A little silly, but you know what's not silly? The warden.
My prisoners never make it out alive.
He's got a mounted machine gun in his office.
This is my Armageddon.
It's a cute little mini-boss fight against him and his correctional officers. Not much else to it.
Daddy, help me, Daddy.
I'm not sure what that meant, but it's freaky. Let's get out of here. We must get to the west cell block, and the only way there is through a horde of slayers. We shoot our way through the mess, and then there's Hermes again trying to seduce me.
I love to watch you work.
And to be honest, it's working. And only now I can head into the west cell block. Whatever will we encounter here? Oh god, this is terrible. Now, based on the guys hanging from the ceiling, I wonder if it's hinting at the next creature. Yep, it is. The hangmen are here. They demonstrate hanging. I'm terrified right now, so I jump in a hole. Then I get a vision of my son, Malcolm.
I'll never forgive you.
What in the world?
You would get so mad at us, and then you couldn't even remember.
This is possibly hinting that I actually took their lives. But there's still a chance we can redeem ourselves, so let's climb up to the very top using the bunk beds. We head up to the guard towers where this man is very scared. So I'll try my best to keep him alive and push forward. Using the spotlights, I'm able to stop the baddies from spawning out of this portal to hell here. He then leads me to the comms room, expecting to get help.
In here. The radio's in here.
But not today. There's heavy interference coming from the old asylum down the road.
So you're the ones gotta go to the asylum.
Looks like we got things to do. On our way to the asylum, we pass through a graveyard where there's an electric burial site. I wonder if Horace is buried there. So look, the pathway is very peaceful, but we gotta cut through the quarry/mine shaft to get there. I almost said Minecraft. And remember the burial site? Well, now we meet the buried fellas. After we escape that mess, we come across a burning fence where a little girl is giggling as she runs through it. That's never a good sign in the horror genre.
You saw the devil. He's close. Don't let him get you.
These demonic ladies seem to be doing some voodoo magic with this stuffed character, creating a fiery barrier that only a conveniently placed water tower can put out. Okay, we finally approach what appears to be an asylum. Now this is where the fun begins. Well, I've been having fun, but this part's really cool. We get inside and immediately the projectors boot up, putting mystical gates over each exit.
Welcome, my fine gentlemen. I'm so glad you've come to see the show.
You see, Killjoy's putting on a grand show, and I'm the performance. The purpose of this performance is to properly diagnose me in order to find my cure, by putting me through many trials that all end with me destroying the projectors in each of the rooms, in all types of crazy ways. Now in between all of this are side rooms that showcase the doctor's most abhorrent experiments, such as electroshock therapy, cursed image viewing, this guy's eyes out, a gruesome attempt at whatever this is.
You made the right choice.
There's also a Russian guard in here that is coping with the current events.
He's a filthy immigrant.
He's so friendly.
Anyways, following a run-in with my beast self and the mysterious cure machine, we advance into the operating room for the grand finale. It turns out Killjoy is the creator of these soulless monsters, even the beast version of me who is currently locked up. This is a nice little boss fight where Killjoy constantly revives the monsters while I have to destroy every projector. And finally, I use his special cure machine to get purple glow and throw orbs at my beast self until he returns back to human form. With all that finished, Killjoy now has my diagnosis, but he put it back at the prison, so that's where we gotta go. And since we're on the bay side, the only way back in is gonna have to be through the sewer, where we luckily run into Old Man Clem.
The name is Clem, sir.
Who's a very crafty veteran. He's been planning his escape for years and even has a personal boat ready for launch. But there's just one problem. Yucky. The bulletproof festers are surfacing in an endless fashion. He needs me to destroy them at the source. The source being this crashed slave trade boat, meaning the festers are reincarnated slave traders. And to be honest, I was excited to help him out, but I accidentally wandered into the sewer and couldn't go back. So sorry, Clem. Into the sewer pipe, but uh-oh, we're locked in. Good thing Big Horace comes in to help us out.
Don't say I never did anything for you.
Further in and right on cue, we're locked in again, but good thing Big Horace is here to help us out. He says, hey, meet me in the dance hall. So respectively, I do that. We get to the dance hall / electric chair room, and since he's helped me out so many times throughout my journey, it's only right for me to return the favor and finally put his soul to rest. This part is kind of sad. It took some time to figure out how to turn off the machine, so hearing him cry in pain for so long was just something I don't really encounter in a video game normally. And during this, he also explains how he got here. His wife came to the prison for a conjugal visit, and during that time, he sliced her to ribbons. It was all for the name of love. How poetic. My stomach's growling.
Thank you.
His soul is now free, which only leaves me and Hermes.
It's just you and me.
And now I make my way back to the cell where it all started, where my family's all disappointed in me, but I'm trying my best.
Are you mad again?
Everything was fine until you came back.
You always let your anger get the best of you.
A projector then directs me to the sink in my cell, where I find Dr. Killjoy's notes about Torque. Me, saying that the beast is only in my imagination and merely a blackout rage. And to make a long story short, we get the heck out of there. Wow, this is so exciting. The secrets are being revealed and I'm officially making my escape through the prison yard where I help out these 2 guards here, really increasing my goodness scale. Then I make my way back to the comms room where sadly my scared friend didn't make it, which made me cry, but there's more important things to do than cry right now. Like power up the lighthouse to signal the Coast Guard for rescue extraction. Let's leave this prison once and for all. We get to the front gate, but it's closed. Now it's a good thing there's a bus that can roll backwards into it to break it open. Now out in the streets, the roads are surprisingly clear and quite peaceful, until we spot a truck with escaping inmates. He's just gassed. He could have just drove through it. Onward and upward, we're moving. And what's this now? It looks like the old death by firing squad location. And that quickly turns to marksmen piling up like freshly cut logs next to the campfire. That was pretty rad. Let's skedad. Oh boy, it's a cave. I wonder what it contains. Maybe a tunnel to the lighthouse? Who knows? Now the traditional monsters are here, but there seems to be an inmate throwing TNT at me.
I'll f you up.
And as much as I wanted to give him a piece of my mind, I took the high road and helped him out.
Come on, we gotta get to the lighthouse.
And on top of hurting me earlier, he's very rude the entire time I'm with him.
Clock's ticking.
Now in an alternate universe, I killed him on accident. But in this universe, I restored it from checkpoint, and we safely went through the tunnels and into the lighthouse basement.
Sweet. This is it.
He needed to go. He wasn't interesting enough.
He was rude anyway. Here comes the Hermes boss fight. I'm stuck in his gas chamber, and the only way to survive is to block off the ventilation system by doing a lot of the things we learned throughout the game. Once I secured the gas, I was able to steam pressure him inside the furnace. And of course he loves it.
Ah, yes. That's it.
Now in order to power the lighthouse, we must find the generator. So we go outside and right away we come in contact with the 4 little sisters. They're wild and also the strongest enemies in the game, but luckily for me, Ernesto comes in to save the day. He's the guy that brought me into prison, and he hates me.
Go to hell, I am done with you.
But with some trust exercises, we band together to form a dream team. That is, until he was killed by the crossfire. I wasn't happy about this, but no time for sadness. We must get to the generator. Following the road signs, we find the generator we need to power the lighthouse, and then make a dash right back to the lighthouse to crank it into business. And what's this? It's my son Malcolm, and he almost seems sorry.
I was so confused.
No time for thinking. I gotta meet the rescue team down at the docks. Now the main gate's closed, but who else but Horace would come in for one last act of kindness?
You're different.
We're making the final run. All hell's breaking loose right now. I had to re-record this line, but I don't even know what to say now. Woohoo! We're so close right now, but there's a gap I can't cross. And to my surprise, Hermes comes in to help.
So, you still need some help.
He respects me now. Now, I'm not sure what he even did, but a bus flies down and crashes to make a bridge for me. Now, this part was kind of emotional. You know, it felt like one final goodbye. I felt accomplished.
Everything comes to an end.
We finally reach the docks where Dr. Killjoy shows up with some good news.
Your cure is at hand.
The cure being this crane with big purple energy. Then a vision of my son Malcolm pops in to lead the way. Let's follow him. He asks me why his brother Corey pushed him underwater. More hints. And then out comes my beast form to kill me. He wasn't too hard to take down. I actually didn't even know I killed him. After fighting off the other creatures, I turned around and he was just dead. He's dead. Do you see that? Now my son Corey is up on the boxes here, telling me to kill myself for what I've done.
I wish you'd just kill yourself.
And then quite literally I have to kill myself. Now, shooting myself as myself was creating some ricochet damage, so I switched to beast form and sliced him up. Then my wife Carmen pops in, saying she forgives me, but I must face down that anger inside. And in comes my anger inside, a giant monstrosity with me as a wiener. JK, I'm just a nugget attached to his umbilical cord. This is where I use Killjoy's cure to throw purple energy at it until it's finally defeated for good. It was actually quite easy. He didn't even touch me. Now it's time for the truth. The hard-hitting facts.
The boys need to be with their mother.
My wife wanted to take the kids from me because I'm an unfit father, always in jail and such. And out of rage, I pushed her into the nightstand, accidentally killing her.
What's going on? What did you monster? I'll show you.
And as revenge, my oldest son Corey acts quickly by drowning his younger brother and then jumping out the window, taking too much fall damage. It's a bit wild, but effective. Now this ending has me being rescued by the Coast Guard, and he's like, "Not so fast, Buster. You're still a criminal and I'm taking you back to prison." So I knock him out and right off into the sunset. Now the good ending is, a crime boss sent his goons to murder my whole family and pin it on me. So when I'm finally rescued, the authorities recognize that and give me a retrial. Now, the bad ending is, I actually did take out my entire family, and when the Coast Guard shows up, I just turn into a beast and destroy the boat. Which is ironically the least sad for the main character because he's just evil and wouldn't care. I'm not an advocate for that outcome, but I'm just thinking on his part. And that's it. The video's over. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, maybe drop a like. If you hated every minute of it and despise me, drop a dislike. And if you want to get kind of spooky and crazy, leave a comment. No matter what you do, I appreciate the love and support I get every video. It's so hard for me to talk today. This has been The Suffering on PS2 Story Mode Conquest. And that's about it for me. I'm gonna turn into a ghoul.